going on, guys?
It's DNA Disc Golf.
And we're here to share with you all our awesome disc golf collection. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, time to jump right into our showcase of our collection. This is going to be part 1 of 4. So we're going to start with putters, then we're going to work to mid-ranges. After mid-ranges are going to be fairways, and then we'll work into our control drivers or distance drivers, hybrids such as that. You want to start or you want to Actually, let's start.
I'll start and then...
Oh, you want to start? Okay.
And then we'll go to that
We'll let Danny start with it.
So this year at Ledgestone, I got the honors of meeting one of my favorite female disc golfers. Actually met her at DDO first, and
DDO?
I went to the Infinite 10 at the Fly Mart and found a Waco stamped or champion stamped alpaca and went and got it signed. And we'll go to the next part of the story, and then there might be a part 2 to the story in one of the videos to come.
Mm-hmm. So basically what she's saying is make sure you're subscribed, because there's going to be a part 2 and you don't want to miss the part 2 to that disc.
And the reason why Kona is probably my favorite female disc golfer is because, one, she's real. Like, she talks about her mental health and she's very open on social media. And second of all, when we saw her at Ledgestone, she's like, "You look really familiar." And I'm like, "Yeah, we met at DDO," kind of thing. So
the next one here, I'll let Danny go into, but this is a 2-parter for me and her. So part 1, part 2.
So I got that signed, and I'm like, wait, Colton's here too. We have our Lone Howls in the car. I'm gonna go run and get them. So we ran and got them, and little did we know that they were both doing giveaways, and we got his round used links. Lord I died, and the Colton Lone Howl die.
It was so cool to get these. Like, we walked up and Colton's like, we were walking away and Colton's like, wait. He said, come here real quick. I said, okay. Walks up to us and said, I want to give you guys these links, game used or round used links. And if you guys don't know, this is lower die. Like, lower die has some sick dies, and fortunately they're not cheap, but these things are sick. Like, and it was just an honor to get it from Colton, because me and Danny we kind of look up to Colton and Kona because they're a disc golf couple, and they're, kind of goals, because they're both not only are they both sponsored, but they both support each other. I mean, if you've watched the rounds of, like, when Kona won her All-Star event, like, the support that you see Colton giving her is like the exact same support and love I give to Danny when she's out in the course playing. So it's really cool to get one of each of these. I tried to get the other. Danny won't let me have it, but so oh gosh, is it my turn? All right, I'm gonna start with a fun one. So we have a local female player, FPO player, within the Illinois area that plays a lot and hosts a lot of events and is a really good ambassador for the sport. Her name is Glade. This was just a cool little memento that I got from that event. Little stamp at the top. I'm trying so hard. A little burst to it too. But these are some cool links that she got for the event and gave out as a sweet players pack.
The second round was pouring rain and freezing.
See, I forgot about the second round because it hurt that much on me, but Danny was very nice to bring it back up. No, it was cold and rainy. Oh, I don't have mine. All right. Can you do that one? Do that one. I don't have mine up here, but she has hers, so.
When I first started disc golf, this was one of the tournaments that I always wanted to play. The first year, I didn't get in because it filled up super fast, but the second year of playing, we got into Clash at the Canyons. If you have never been to Delwood or been to the shop, it is amazing. Sean is amazing. All the workers are amazing. Great ambassadors for the sport. A great tournament, so if you get the chance to play in it this year, then play in it. It is a link.
I was just trying to look at the disc. I think. Kind of looking at it. Oh, I didn't know if it said. These were from the AMS Clash weekend, so I wasn't sure if it said it on the disc or not. I was just kind of curious. All right, my turn. All right, we're gonna go to another cool little like local club disc that we got. Another really close friend of ours, basically family, has a club in the area called Lucky Shots Disc Golf, and at one of our club openers, he had, I think it's a wizard. Yeah, a wizard, Gateway Wizard. This thing was just pretty cool with his little club stamp, floor leaf clover. Try that again. But I really, big supporter of him, big supporter behind us and everything that we hold. And so I just wanted to share with y'all this sick putter wizard I got. Feels good in the hand, but bead's a little too big.
While we're on the topic of great ambassadors for the sport, we have a local disc golfer that had passed away last year. My favorite memory with him is the first time I went to league. I was on the card with him, and of course most leagues, well, not all leagues, but leagues in smaller towns mainly have males playing, so it was only me and then a bunch of males playing, but he always was supporting everyone, telling them that they had good form, and his name was Dan Pastor,
owner of ABC Disc.
Owner of ABC Disc, and he gave away he gave me one of these putters. I'm pretty sure they're
it's a money putter, I'm pretty sure, and it's got actual money flakes.
Yeah, it's a money putter, and it's like I can't even. It's super lightweight, and it's just a really good memory. He was an amazing person, and he will never be forgotten.
Dan, anyone you ask in the local area around here knows Dan Pastor, knows what he was all about. If you just Google or go on YouTube and type in ABC Disc. There's actually a cool interview he did with Terry Miller, the disc golf guy. But yeah, Dan's an awesome guy. We miss him greatly, but he left an impact on the community, and he'll never be forgotten. All right, now a cool little find I found at a local shop, aka Delwood Disc Golf, was this sweet, I'm gonna call it Praxis. This again is one of the newer putters that if you watched our previous video, you would know. I bagged these for throwing, and this is just a cool little gem one I found. That little green burst and swirl to it. Very cool, very neat disc. It's just so cool. It's just so unique. Their stamps are not only killer, but I mean like their plastic's awesome too. So
some more alpacas. I got these sick D-Blend Glow alpacas Kona Panis signature series from Ryan. I actually use these for my throwing putters, but these blue are just like super sick. I can't come to throw them, but I might have to.
These are really nice. Dang, those are sweet. All right, I love funny discs, and this was one that I just had to have. As every disc golf disc you see, you kind of have to have. This one was called a Elevation Koi. So this is again a smaller company. I'm sure if not, you've seen them or heard of them, but they make these cool rubber frisbees, and the reason that they are so unique and cool is because it looks like a regular frisbee, but it's very, very gummy, very gummy. And that's just like, there's like, you would think there's no way this flies. Like it does. I've thrown it a couple times, and it is the weirdest thing, but it flies so amazing. And it's just one of those unique finds, unique discs that I just had to have to collect. And that's the Elevation Koi.
Another tournament that we played that was hosted by Delwood was Imparcerated 3. These are Lucid Warden, or not Warden, Lucid Guards. Lucid Guards. If you have never played, it is a kind of like a putter approach, mainly in
Think of mini golf.
In the old Joliet prison.
Yep. Old Joliet prison. So it's an event they hold almost every year that you get to play disc golf inside of prison. Like Not many times you get to say that. And it's amazing time, great time. And these are some of the limited discs that they offer to the players as a little players pack. And it's so cool. Definitely a good momentum. I had a blast. I actually almost aced the very first hole we played. You can ask Danny. I saw it, and it was a blind shot. All we heard was it hit the pole. It was really cool. Good memory.
And I had a sick throw-in for 2.
Yeah, she was on fire too. Cool find. Back in the day, I used to throw what was called an SPZ1 by Latitude, a very limited made run of putter. They didn't per se make them into a stock run, which I was bummed about. I loved it. It was more of a neutral putter, and this was one that I found or had to find and get my hands on because I collected them. I had a couple others that I sold. This was the one I kept. It's hard to see, but there you can kind of see in the rim there's a little bit of like a burst to it, but these things are super cool. Really domey, but super cool putter that we have here. And it's cool because the name of the actual disc is a zombie by Latitude, and so the stamp is actually a mob of zombies on it. So it's really cool disc that I just couldn't get rid of. Cool little collector piece.
Next is this Chameleon Lucidex Warden AJ Risley signature series. It was last year's signature series disc, and I just kept it because look at them bursts. Look at it. So pretty.
Ooh, that was a good spot. Yeah. Dang. All right. Next one here I have was not a gift, but another cool little friend of ours gave us or sold us a lot of discs, and one of them was this really cool bursty kind of like birdie disc golf stamped P3X Discmania. Really cool disc, really cool. Just kind of burst in color. So unique the way that the purple and the blues kind of blend in together. So that was really cool.
Next for me is this Eric Gokley signed EO Warden classic, I think classic or classic blend. The the story behind this is I actually did one of his Instagram giveaways and I won. So that's super cool. Eric Oakley is one of Antonio's favorite male disc golfers, and he is definitely up there in my top 5. So he is a great guy. We met him at DDO and is always so happy to see his fans or supporters.
All right, I'm gonna do these next ones together just because they might as well go together. They're really cool. As we said, a really big local tournament that goes on around the area that everyone, if anyone wants to be a part of, is Clash at the Canyons at Delwood Park. And as a fundraiser series, or not fundraiser, goodness, as a fundraiser for the event, they would get like limited edition discs in or custom stamped discs in for the event to help kind of with funds. And so what I have here is this C-Line P2 Glow with the awesome Clash stamp there with that like I don't know how to call it, foil on it. But as many of you know, Discmania is no longer with Innova, so this was an original Innova mold. I just had to have it. I have to collect all of them, so as again you'll see in a later date some cool stuff. But this is a C-Line Glow P2, and then I have a pair of D-Line Glow P2s that I also got, and this is all thanks to Danny because I was working and I couldn't get them, but she managed to send me these awesome D-Line Glow P2s. And wait, let me make sure they're D-Line. P-Line, I lied. They're P-Line D2s, or P2. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so many things mixed up. There are P-Line P2s. So those are just some cool Clash edition discs we snagged.
Let's not talk about how much money we dropped that day.
It's worth it though. No longer made by Innova. Only. So. Oh, breaking out the heavy hitter.
Yeah, because I want to save this one for last. So at DDO, our first year at DDO, we stood in line. We were actually we were waiting there for a really long time. We just didn't want to be the first in line. We were about third or fourth.
We were third in line.
And we stood in line for these ice clear Ghost Stamp Emac, Lucidex Emac judges.
So yeah, each year Emac does a exclusive release at DDO's block party for the event, and these were of course the disc of choice. And as soon as I heard that, I had to get in line ASAP because I wanted these very bad because I love the Emac Judge, one of my favorite throwing putters, and so those are mine.
I got two too, but I got one sent, or I sent one to Tim of Synergy Dyes, our sponsor, and he dyed mine up, and I'm probably gonna send him the second one.
I might be sending both of mine his way too. That's sick. That is a beautiful dye job. As we're talking about Emac judges, I'm gonna kind of jump into a couple more here. So there's nothing really too special about these. These are just the first run pairs of Emac judges. But the reason that I'm wanting to show you guys these is once I heard about Emac's new judge or putter, I've been searching for that perfect fit putter, or if you would call it the Cinderella slipper fit for a putter. And when I heard about the Emac judges, I had to have them to try because they sounded exactly like everything I needed and dreamed of. And the first ones were the first pair I ever got. I had a pair of blue ones, and we played Spring Thing, which is the very first tournament of the season for us last year. And I actually won that tournament because the confidence that these putters gave me was unlike any other. It was just such a good fit. It clicked so well. And that's why I wanted to show off this first run pair of Emac judges, because those first runs were the initial drive for me into, or introduction into, what would be one of my favorite putters to putt with and just be consistent with. All right, that's end of story. Oh boy, another fun story one. We're sticking with it.
More DDO stories.
Boom. Can you read what that says? I won my card. No, we didn't just get them because they're Emac judges.
And the funny story is we stayed with our buddy Matt Fowler, and we all three won our card that day. This was
day one of DDO, and we all won our cards. It was the coolest thing ever. You walk in the shop, you hand them this ticket, and then as soon as they get your ticket, they read your name out to everybody that's in the store. They don't read it, they yell it. They're like, "Oh, Danielle won her card, everybody!" And they scream. It goes wild. You feel like a celebrity. It's so cool, but that's definitely a cool memento. I actually have a disc that says I won my card. All right, I'm gonna fly through these. Of course, more Emac judges. This is a classic Moonshine Emac judge with an awesome American flag stamp, and this is a Lucid Moonshine Emac judge. And these are from the Match Play Championship, which is a event held by Dynamic Disc that's played in a skins format. I hosted this event at a local course in the area, and these were some of the limited edition discs that we could have gotten, and these are just a little bit of a memento.
Is that for the doubles or?
Yes. So this was for the doubles event. So there's two different events. I held both. This was for the doubles match play event, still played in skins format. And basically, make it long story short, if you win your bracket and go all the way to the end, you get to play in Emporia for a chance to win the big championship, or the big money, funny money, but championship in Emporia. And so these are just cool two mementos to me to show how far I've come in events that I personally have hosted throughout the year, trying to be better. And then these are just, of course, some hidden gems that I found at a local shop called Delhi again. If you know anything about me, I love orange. Orange is my go-to color. And so, of course, when I saw these beauties, I had to get them. These are classic soft Emac judges, and these are creamsicle. You can see right there, just the burst and the light color transition on them. But these were just two really sweet putters that I had to find. They might be going in the bag soon, and we'll see. But yeah, these are definitely just two really cool color plastic color discs that I found at a local shop. Because it's always, you always got to find the coolest plastic. Nobody wants the plain Jane. No, I'm just kidding. And then last pair here, Thanks for bearing with us, guys. We have a lot of discs, and we just want to share it with you all because this is what we love to do. We love to collect plastic and throw plastic. And I love to talk, apparently. Danny will get there, don't worry. As we're rustling with bags, I already lost one of them. I don't know where it went. Any clue? Holy jeez, that thing tried to run away. Another last little pair of memento or really cool Emac judges that I have are these classic murdered out hybrid Emac judges. These were actually one of the first runs of Emacs I think that they produced, right? In terms of stock. After the first runs, yeah. And let's just say, unfortunately, these were not very cheap, but that's just because at that point, that's when demand was very high, and let's just say we bought a lot.
And might have lost one each at DDO.
Of course, since these were the only mold made, I threw them a lot, and you know black discs are not very friendly outside in the woods or in the water. But RIP to the two that we lost.
And then last but not least from my putters are going to be the Keystones. This is a confetti Keystone signed by Emerson Keith. Yes, Emerson Keith is my favorite male disc golfer. So you will see in maybe a couple other videos.
Gotta subscribe. Gotta stay up with us, otherwise you're gonna miss out.
Next is a Proto Keystone, which I bag one now, but this is a new one. And then last, this is probably my biggest gem of my putters, would be the Keystone. Antonio snagged this up for me one year for Christmas, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And this is when Emerson Keith was putting with Keystones. And this was a limited, I think only 150 or so were made. So
I think you're pretty spot on with that.
Yeah, this is my hidden gem.
All right, so that's all my putters. Now we're gonna kind of jump into just some approach discs, and then I don't know, we'll see. So the first one I have here, really quick, is gonna be in this really cool Kevin Jones A3. Yeah, Kevin Jones A3 with his signet signet on it, and then this is from when he won the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship in 2020. Really cool disc, really bursty rim on it for that approach disc. Danny was not done, but she doesn't want to speak up to tell me, so she has a couple more putters that she wants to share with you all.
So, as you saw in my last video, I was going to start putting with a new putter, and I did. Antonio was super nice to give me his one, so I had a matching pair. But I love these so much.
To show you what I got in return for said putters.
Putter, not putters.
Putter, whatever. It completed your putters pair. Was something very similar in color. And it is a Kevin Jones signed by the man himself, KJ. Prodigy A2. Very similar burst. It is just a very pretty disc. Funny story really quick about these, or this. Spoiling stuff. This was bought at the DDO bonfire. We saw Kevin, or I thought what I had saw was Kevin, and we waited in this line, and sure enough, KJ was there, and he was selling some discs, and Danny was, if I remember correctly,
I said, give me your prettiest disc.
So, as you can tell, Kevin knocked it out of the park with this very awesome KJ A2. And I love the A2. It's one of my favorite approach discs. All right, Danny. Hit it.
Next is going to be one of my favorite approach discs. Is the Berg. I got a couple glow ones. Might be sending one of these out to Tim to get dyed. And I got this beautiful black one with a gold stamp that I took from Antonio.
As I said, I've lost many soldiers to Danny. It is hard because I love Bergs as well, so that was a hard one to let go of, but it's in safe hands. Following her, I also love the Berg. And so a couple cool Bergs that I have in my collection is this tasty regrind Berg. So this is actually a basically remolded into a Berg from, I think it was just like like that didn't pass quality control, different putters. So those putters were scrapped and then it was remolded into this, which would be recycled, basically, or recycled Berg. And that's why it has kind of like that I don't know if you say creamy color, creamer color. Definitely pretty good. And this is just a K1 line, but it is a regrind. And then this here is also a regrind, and this is a regrind glow Berg. As you can see on the bottom there, it says throw and rethrow. So this here is a recycled Berg also. Same thing, other Bergs that just didn't make the quality or whatever, meet the criteria, were grounded up and then resent back in to be remolded. And then one more little cool double stamp Berg I have is this one. This actually came from Sweden itself. This was pretty cool. And then two really cool Bergs. Of course, Bergs are cool. It's cold. Are these K1 softs. This is a poison green Berg. I don't know why people love the green. This is that gummy soft, but I just like it because it's Hulk Smash green and it's easy to find, very bright. And then this, again, if you saw one of our videos on our social media, was a gift from a buddy, Tim Perkins, our sponsor, Synergy Dives, and he managed to get his hands on this tournament series. Leif Swenson K1 soft Berg, and it's got this really cool tiger on it, kind of like that oriental type design with leaves behind it, so that's really cool. And those are all my Bergs so far. All right, Dana's got heavy hitters, I think. I don't know. We'll see what she says.
Next are gonna be my zones. I got these two. My buddy snagged the clear one up for me because those were going by fast, and then I got this when we were standing in line to get Yuli's signature. This one might be going to Tim to get dyed, but I love blue, and you can't go wrong with black. So
it's a pretty goodness, pretty zone.
Next is going to be, we got this in a tournament, but a local pro. His name's Dan Schlitter. If you haven't heard of him, he is a great guy, great ambassador for the sport.
Very.
He runs Bird Brain League, so just the foil and it's the plastic. It's kind of like lustery, but it's not luster.
Ooh, careful.
Next is another tournament that I played in, Northern Illinois Open. I actually got into it last minute, and just wanted to support Dan. So this was one of the tournaments that I also won this tournament. And then I have some sick Goodschlit stamp discs. This one's dyed by Tim of Synergy Dye. Antonio's gonna show you his.
It is money stamp. Handpicked by the man himself.
But then I got this murdered out one.
Gotta show the booty. Oof.
I gotta show you the booty.
Oof. That's a pretty one. That's like surprising. It's really nice though. I didn't bring all of them up. I just brought one of the, I don't know, just kind of cooler ones on. Nothing too special, but Eagle McMahon is one of my favorite players, and so of course I had to snag some of his amazing Razor Claw 2 tactics. I grabbed quite a handful of these. Haven't gotten to throw them really yet. Might be actually making an appearance in the bag really soon, but definitely just cool color, green with that blue stamp. Razor Claw 2 for that. Ooh.
Sticking with the tactics, I have, it's not so much like a cool disc, but it's a cool memory. Team Discmania Ben is a Facebook page that you can be a part of, and they were doing kind of like, I wouldn't say a giveaway, and it wouldn't say like a sponsorship, but if you won a B tier or higher, and there was 3 females in your division, they would send you a disc. And then I have a cool Razor Claw 1 that I think I stole from Antonio. No, I think
I had a used one. It was Huck Labbed.
I think I got this one from Matt. And yeah, it's just pretty.
Last bit here for me. What you got?
I only have one more disc.
Okay, well, I'll save mine for last. I used to love harps. Harps were one of my go-to discs, approach discs, and then I went to an open bag and started looking at more stuff, aka Tactic, Zone. And this right here, this harp I'm about to show you was just a cool one that Danny found again at a local shop. It's hard to see, but there's like it almost looks like just a sky. Really swirly blue. You can see it there, and it's weird because you don't see this usually in the base plastic for trilogies. So this was definitely a cool one that she snagged for me. And this was just a BT medium. This was a gift from a buddy. This is a hybrid stag, or goodness, not stag. I'm looking at the stamp. Hybrid harp. And this stamp is funny because it has a combination of almost every West Side disc mold in one stamp. So you can see there's like tentacles. That's a Tursus. That right there is the stag. You can see the queen's hair, the chair of the king, the seer, the swan. So it's just kind of a really cool collector disc and gift from a very good friend of ours. And then last but not least, well, not last, but was this really sick Dimax harp created by Michael Barnard. And this right here is just very cool. I had to have it as soon as I saw it. That stamp is just so cool. It's a Grim Reaper playing the harp, and it's just a really cool Dimax job and really cool artwork made by Michael. So really cool there. And then I'll let Danny go into it. I'll still show mine first, but I'll let her talk about what our last cool disc is here.
So I first of all got this disc, but made Antonio trade me for the one that I'm gonna show you.
I'm just making sure you guys can see real quick what the disc is in my hand. This is the VAPX harp, again, a limited edition run of harps. They only released them in Finland, not available in the US. So if you wanted one, you had to order it from Latitude site. But this is the one I have, and then we're gonna transition into the one Danny has. And of course,
swirly,
as you
milky.
can see, it is very milky and very swirly.
This
very pretty.
The video doesn't do it justice.
See, y'all didn't believe me that I gave her all the cool gems, but you're gonna see. That's everything that we have for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you like the content so far, and you're enjoying what we're doing, kind of showing you, and just enjoy listening to us babble and talk and hear me talk a lot more than Danny does. No, I'm just kidding. Let us know. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment,
and subscribe. And if you watch this whole video through, make sure you comment your favorite gem that we have.
Oh yeah, what was your favorite disc that you saw out of our collection? Out of mine and out of Danny's. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out.
Have a good one.